Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest exciting episode of Geek Out Championship Wrestling, the only wrestling podcast with the Clash to do a episode on a pay-per-view basis. I'm trying to do this thing where I use the words in the pay-per-views. Doesn't really work. But
I thought you were just naming like 80s bands.
Yeah. We have the Sex Pistols to do an episode on a pay-per-view basis. I am your lovable darling champion, reigning, defending, and all-around good guy. Did I say host with the most yet? I'm the host with the most, Mr. Chris Nolan, and across the ring from me is the wishing he were in my shoes, sad man, the co-host with the co-most, Mr. Timmy C. How are you, sir? How did you enjoy the pay-per-view?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah?
It's not going to go down as one of my favorites. But
it didn't rock your socks?
It didn't, but it had a couple good matches.
Yeah.
It was entertaining.
It was. I will agree to that. I mostly watched it live in my hotel room whilst I was traveling for work.
Right. You were buffering your way through.
I was. It did not like the end of at least one of the matches and just sat there buffering. And then
was it the Orton match?
No, so it didn't like the end of the Becky Sasha match, so it buffered for a minute, and then it didn't like Randy Orton's entrance, which was the match directly following it, and
you were heartbroken.
Sat there, yeah. But like it got to the point where Randy throws up his arms and just does the thing.
Please tell me it froze.
It froze on that for like 5 minutes.
And then you're like, no.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah. You're like, this is the worst pay-per-view. I'm out.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, so I came in because I was at work. We had gone to lunch or gone to dinner. And it's the pay-per-view started while we were at dinner, and I didn't feel like being that guy to bust out my phone and watch it.
I need to go.
Sorry, there's long pauses in my story because I keep adjusting the gain. I'm tweaking the gain as we go. You keep doing what you're doing. I have plenty of ways to go either way. I think it's mostly when both of us talk at the same time. That's when we get a little clip. I don't know. I'm sure someone will complain to you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. All of our listeners.
All of our listener.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Your sister complained one week that you were too quiet and I was too loud or something like that because I had fucked up the levels.
Yeah. And then you started using your headphones.
Yeah.
And we used to do it in headphones.
Yeah. Well, back when we first started, I was a lot more professional because I had a lot more time to devote.
This is so unprofessional.
No, it is.
Now we just wing it.
We are just slightly more professional than Talk is Jericho because he carries around his equipment in a not a potato sack, pillowcase.
You just made the list.
I did. I'm gonna be sleeping with the bubbly.
Ooh.
Oh, real quick,
hit it.
Before we dive too far, as if he were listening to the show, which I'm sure he did because I'm sure he's a huge fan. Local wrestler Eel O'Neill. He is from the Maryland area. Good guy. If you have a chance to see him, check it out. I know he works out of Flying V, which is a promotion that just started, to my knowledge, or at least I just started hearing about them. They might have been going for a long time, but I stay out of Maryland a lot because I'm, Virginia thing.
It's Maryland.
Yeah, but it's in Silver Spring, Maryland, out of the Flying V Theater, which is right near the Fillmore. If you are aware of the area. But I went to one of their shows. It's a good show. He also has worked Primetime Pro Wrestling, my new favorite local promotion. And I'm sure I've seen him at Crab Wrestling a couple times too. But so he posted on Twitter like literally the same day that our last episode was posted on YouTube, that he was at an indie wrestling show. I think actually the most recent Flying V show. I don't know. I wasn't able to attend because I was working. But he was like, I don't have the tweet in front of me, so I don't have it verbatim. But he was like, just went into the bathroom, and some dude was throwing up in one of the stalls, and I heard him groan in between, "Huh, a little bit of the bubbly."
Oh,
and he was like, so the joke has hit peak. Whatever. Basically, the joke is dead. And I was like, because as you'll remember last episode, I was like, this joke is so close to being done.
Yep.
I want to buy the shirt, but I know as soon as I buy it, it's going to be a dumb shirt.
It's over.
and then Eel comes in, swoops in, and is like, hey, it's dead.
Yeah.
So thank you, Eel, for saving me $30, and thank you, Jose, for pointing out that he tweeted that, because I'm not very good checking Twitter over the course of the day, so a lot of times it does that. You click here to expand more, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I have enough tweets to sift through, so I might have missed it had Jose not pointed it out. So there you go, Jose. There's your shout out for the week.
I tell you,
he listened to the entire episode last time.
Jose is getting pretty popular on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, he is my new tag team partner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for our fake wrestling tag team.
Nice.
DTFU up.
Ooh, I like it. Are
Yeah,
you
right.
guys part of the retirement community
Yeah.
instead of the gated community?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No,
It's gonna take off.
Yeah. I want to say, like, after we talked, because I think we talked about that off air.
We did.
Yeah. After we talked, I remembered there was a Nova Pro show that I was at, where there were it was right after I joined the gated community, and there were these two guys. They were like real old guys. They had like sweatpants up to their man boobs, and Ed kept cracking jokes, and I want to say he was calling them the retirement community. Or no, they weren't. They weren't the retirement community. They were the HOA, the homeowners association.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. We're still in the clear.
You
can still make the retirement
All right,
community.
good. I'll hashtag retirement community.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so
Yeah,
we had a clash.
We did.
You and I had a clash.
We did.
As we always do on every pay-per-view.
Yeah. We had a
And
clash Le Champion.
we did. Well, actually, since we both are technically champions,
Yeah.
we actually were clashing as champions.
That is true.
Right.
That is true.
I mean, the most valuable predictor
Yeah.
that I've been holding for
You
a
have.
long
You
time.
have.
Like,
I will
had probably-
doff my cap to you. You have been the Brock Lesnar of that title.
doth your crown.
Yeah. That's
Right.
true, because I do have the crown, the
You
NXT
do.
crown.
I have never had that
Yeah.
for as long as we've had it.
Yeah.
So
They're going to have and now they've canceled takeovers, so you might never get it again. because now this past Wednesday,
yes,
first
went
USA
live.
episode. Did you watch it?
I did.
I didn't get it. I haven't had a chance to. It's on my DVR.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And your boy's back,
My boy.
Leo Rush.
No shit. He's
Yes,
back?
he's
Okay,
back.
good for him. Local boy.
Yeah, he's back.
Friends with Wale.
I knew you'd get excited.
Just like me.
I knew you'd be happy. All right, so let's talk the Clash.
For a hot second, I thought you were saying Cassius Ono.
No,
I did see that he got a
Yeah.
shitty new shirt,
Yeah, he's yeah.
much like most of those shirts were. The designs could be better. I like Mia Yim's, not just because
You like
Mia
her.
Yim's a close
Right.
personal friend of mine.
Yeah, you're a big fan of her.
Yeah,
So,
she's good stuff. It's almost like I can like multiple wrestlers.
can you?
I know I can. Can you?
Oh,
Because you really seem to
I'm-
only like Seth Rollins.
I'm very consistent. People love that. I've heard that people are
Yeah.
a big fan of how
You're-
consistent I am,
You're
and how I'm not kayfabe,
yeah.
and what a visionary I am. Because again, when I started the year of Rollins, he was not main event at that time.
You're right. You're right.
He was a dud.
He had fallen off his high horse.
He had.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Your boy was right.
You know who else is consistent?
Who?
Redskins fans. They are consistently cheering the Redskins.
They aren't. We're miserable folks. We're awful. I just hate it. It's awful.
But you know what? But you're consistent. It's still hail to the Redskins, even when they lose all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go to happier news. Let's talk about a wrestling pay-per-view.
Hey, there you
go. So we had 2 pre-show matches.
We did. I was actually surprised at one of them.
Yes. So we'll start with the one you probably weren't surprised, and that was the 205 Live.
Yeah, no, not surprised that
the cruiserweight
the
champion.
pre-show championship was defended on the pre-show.
And can you tell me who was in that match?
Yeah, well, Drew Gulak, he came back. He was the champion. He was defending his belt.
It was Umberto. And then there was one other guy. I can't.
It was Mr. Dorado.
No.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Though?
Well, you know his name.
He has a first name.
Well, it's the WWE. Before long, it's going to be just Dorado.
It's Lince, to rhyme with Vince.
Yep.
And we had a deal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We had a deal. Gulak won.
Yeah.
So his name is pronounced as
Gulak. Yeah, Gulak won. Yeah, that's how you pronounce his name.
No, Dorado. His first name,
Mr.
Lindsay. No, it's Lince, to rhyme with Vince. All he needs is a crotch shot, and he's good.
He's just like Lance Vance.
Oh God. So anyway,
yes, Lince Dorado did not win.
As you can
his
tell by our banter,
–
this match was not memorable.
No.
Again, I think it leads back to they need to do a better job of character development, or there's no real need for us to get involved emotionally in any of these matches.
I will say the most exciting part about this match was
when it finished?
me trying to figure out whether or not I was going to be pronouncing Mr. Dorado's first name Lince or Lindsay for the rest of my life, apparently. And it's Lince.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It kills you too. I can see it in your face.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to call him that.
No. He probably is going to kill me for saying it.
Yes.
And I'm going to be like, it's Tim's fault.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care.
Yeah. The second pre-show match was a surprise. You put AJ Styles in a pre-show match?
Yeah. For the U.S. title.
Right. Dead.
I mean, granted, all but one of the matches was for the title, as it was a Clash of Champions.
Right.
As opposed to every other pay-per-view where, they only have 1 or 75% of the matches for the titles.
Right. Well, Extreme Rules, I think they had, 2 matches that were
Extreme Rules?
Extreme. So this match was okay. I wished it was on the main show so get more eyes on it. Because I really think it's a disservice to Cedric.
Yeah, no, agreed.
And I almost wonder if this was Vince's way of just saying, oh, he's a cruiserweight guy, let's just keep it on the pre-show.
I believe it.
And but in the end, the phenomenal forearm, AJ Styles came through with that, and the Styles Clash finished off Alexander. I was hoping that maybe it was a different result. I think we both were in the same boat.
Yeah.
For this one. Again, nothing really to write home about. It was a typical AJ Styles match. It almost reminds me, his when he's facing opponents like this, it reminds me of John Cena's moveset where what's going to come next. Because
it's a combo. It's a long form combo, but
it's
just a combo.
So I don't know. After the match, Gallows and Anderson, they attacked Alexander, beat him up. So maybe this isn't the end of this feud.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, Alexander's got no one in his corner. And I really feel like you need, as much as I want Alexander to take the next step, because I think he's very talented, you need a strong personality, or you need somebody with a team to go up against the OC and AJ Styles. Just my thinking. So I don't know where they're going to go from here. So we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe he'll get Lince Dorado.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good call.
And somebody else.
So pay-per-view opened up with the tag team match between Rollins and Strowman. And I think we kind of thought it would happen early on because we've got Rollins versus Strowman later on. And we've got, what did we call Ziggler and Rude? We called them the Glorious Show-Off.
Yeah. That sounds
like
right.
that?
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty predictable.
Yeah.
You knew that because you had, almost like two faces, between Strowman and Rollins, that you would have one of them piss off the other.
Yeah.
And because they lost or because they blew it, or there would be a bump into one another on a move, on accident. It's like, oh, so sorry. Yeah. So very predictable to me.
Real quick, before I forget, I did see on, I think it was on Twitter, that was the speaking of their tag team name. It was like, if this was 5 or 10, however many years ago, their tag team would be called Cheer Money.
Oh, that's a good
right.
one.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Because Dolph was on the Spirit Squad, and Rude was part of Beer Money.
Yep.
So I was like, I know just enough history of both those wrestlers to get this reference.
Yes, I like that. That's actually pretty
right,
good.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we should call them from now on. Cheer Money.
Not glorious show-offs.
I mean, that's nice because it is a homegrown name and it is apt for what they are now.
Maybe GSO.
There you go. Sure.
Quick, easy, short.
Yeah.
Sweet to the point.
And then they can be like SCO from AEW.
Yes.
That's a tag team.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's all right. You'll see them come October 2nd.
So Strowman tackled Rude, who collided with Rollins. That set up the glorious DDT on Rollins while Strowman walked away in disgust. So anyway, they're the new tag champions.
Yay.
I think both of us thought that was going to happen. We're right on point there. And that built up some, behind the scenes, interviews between Rollins and Strowman separately about how mad each of them are. Whatever. Bayley versus Charlotte Flair was next.
Yep.
I was looking forward to this match, and I thought it paid off pretty well. I thought Flair, it was interesting because you and I both talked about this on the pre-show that they were both kind of heels. Bayley was kind of leaning towards the heel route, and Charlotte has been a heel.
Yeah.
For a little while. And she was like back to being the face again. And so maybe this is her turn. I prefer Charlotte as heel. So I don't.
Although this does feel like a more believable turn than the last time when she just kind of came out and was like, "I'm a babyface."
Yeah. No, you're exactly right.
Yeah. Like at least there's motivation behind it this time.
Bayley was very heelish as she used the turnbuckle to her advantage.
Yep.
And
I dug that move.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of it.
I'm a super big fan of the turnbuckle moves, and maybe I just wasn't paying the right amount of attention, but I love the turnbuckle moves where you, the audience, don't even really notice it until after the turnbuckle's exposed.
Yeah.
Like I get it, it's theater, so like you gotta be big movements and stuff, but I just don't like those telegraphed like, look, I'm untying the pad. I like there to be like just like a quick move, and then you see the babyface go down, and they're like, oh god, and you're like, oh damn, what happened? Oh shit, the turnbuckle's exposed. I like that, but that's I like my subtle storytelling.
No, I think that was good.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, stop.
I hate you. We're
I know.
enemies.
That's true. So I think we both had Bayley here because we wanted to see this kind of continue with her heel turn. So I thought it was one of the better matches of the night.
Yeah,
and that was one of the themes that I thought of was that that why weren't the women's matches more of headliner matches? Because the card overall was kind of bleh.
Yeah.
So why don't you put them at the end? I think both of these matches were really good and set up to be headlining matches. So I don't know. I don't agree with kind of the flow of the card, but that being said,
the flow of the card was kind of awkward.
Yes.
Although I thought that was more so just because of my buffering issues, but I guess if you also had that problem.
Yes. And another theme that I'll talk about as we go through was how quick the matches were.
Yes, the matches felt very quick.
Yeah, you didn't see very long matches.
Which I think is why, and we'll get to it later in a minute, but like the Becky Sasha one, when they started going around the arena, like that one felt super long because it wasn't a quick match, even though like probably like bell to bell, like or not even bell to bell because the bell, I don't even know if the end bell rang, but the match itself, like probably all in all wasn't really that long, but just because they went into the crowd and they like kind of stumbled around the concession area, it felt
seemed
long.
like it extended.
Yeah.
We had the New Day against the Revival for the SmackDown Championship. I think we both had the Revival here.
Yep.
I hope they get a longer run as tag team champions, and by longer run, don't drop the titles until WrestleMania.
I'm fine with that.
But continue to face legit tag teams.
Here's a question.
Hit me.
So in a couple weeks, we are going to have a draft.
We are.
Now, does the fact that they are the Raw Tag Team Champions secure their spot on Raw?
They're the SmackDown.
Or a SmackDown?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, it
Vice
matters.
versa. Oh, it does. These are two separate titles.
It will in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But, like, does that guarantee
I hope
their
so.
placement?
I hope so, and the same with the women's title.
Yeah.
I hope so. I would think that it would.
You would think, but...
Yeah, but...
But this is also WWE.
Yeah, expect the unexpected, for sure.
Yeah. That might be the first full episode of Raw or SmackDown that I watch in the last couple months.
Yeah.
Because I am genuinely interested in the draft.
Yeah. And actually...
they're splitting it into 2 episodes, right? It's the first SmackDown and then the following Raw.
Yeah, but it won't be the first SmackDown on Fox that'll be the draft. It'll be the second SmackDown on Fox.
Oh, really?
That will be the draft.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
You might be.
I've been wrong before, but
yeah.
Typically I'm right.
Well, you got to be like me, who's right every time.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No,
I mean, you're rather confident from somebody that I don't even know if you even retain this belt.
I did the math.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll have to look.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will say though, I know you like to catch up on Raws and SmackDown. SmackDown was really good this week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably one of the better SmackDowns of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, very good.
There was a Raw like 1 or 2 weeks ago that I kept hearing was like one of the better Raws of the year. I think it was the episode with the King of the Ring final. Or was that a SmackDown that had the King of the Ring final?
Yeah.
No, it was the Raw. It was the Raw after the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't that one. No, maybe it was
I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just way behind. I'll never watch it.
Yeah, it's okay. But anyway, I like how they showed off the Revival. They're a great tag team. Yeah. So I'm good with the result.
Yeah, so am I.
Carry on.
Real quick, since I did invoke King of the Ring, I did not watch the match, but I did see the End of Days whole, swing dancing thing.
Awesome.
And as I quote, and I saw you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been kind of on Corbin, but that looked pretty as fuck.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
it's about time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I hear this tournament has been really good for him in ring.
It has been, and it's been good for Gable too.
Yeah,
yeah,
good. He was ready and willing to get in.
That's right.
Does he still use that?
He was the alpha. No, he doesn't. So the next match was the tag team women's match. It was Bliss and Cross against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And I, for one, wasn't really looking forward to this match because the build-up, as we talked about on the pre-show, was kind of poopy.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm hot and you're not. It's like, whatever.
I had the benefit of not being exposed to that beyond, you saying it. So I think I was able to look at it with more fresh eyes.
The issue I had with this match wasn't the wrestling in the match. It was the fact that they had the 24/7 shenanigans going on during the match.
Yeah.
I thought
I will say
optics of it was kind of poopy.
I hopped up out of my hotel bed when Bliss rolled up R-Truth, and I was like, because how great would that have been in the middle of her tag match
to win
the 24/7, and then also go on to win the tag title.
Yeah.
Although at the same time, I was terrified that this was going to be one of those dumb distractions that then Mandy, because Mandy was like right behind her, and I was like, oh no, Bliss, get away from her, get away, because I did not want this to be like, oh, distraction roll up, I win the tag titles because of R-Truth.
That's true.
Then I probably would have hated R-Truth.
You still like him though, right?
I love him. He's one
I
of the
don't
best.
know. To me, the optics of the interruption don't look good because you're almost pooping on the SmackDown women's belt.
I agree.
Or the tag team women's belt, sorry. But anyway, I think we both had Bliss and Cross.
We did.
Moving on, we had the Intercontinental Championship. And
I think this was probably one of my saddest matches, just because as I was waxing romantically on the last episode, I love it when Miz has the Intercontinental Championship.
After watching the match, I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because as much as the crowd was into the antics of Sami Zayn and can get behind Shinsuke, I just unfortunately, there's not there's no I don't know. It just feels like another mid-level, mid-card championship match. It's just not as important as I think Miz would make it. And I think Miz is really close to tying or breaking Jericho's record for the Intercontinental Championship. So I think eventually Miz will get it. But he just makes it so much more valuable. Zayn stopped the referee at the end, so I did think you had it. I did think this was going to turn out favorable for you because the skull crushing finale, Zayn, pulled the referee away, and then Miz chased around Zayn, leading to Shinsuke to take advantage of that. But I mean, look, Sami Zayn adds a really funny element. I like Sami Zayn a lot, and I think it's fun. I like it. But it's not making it as relevant as I think the Miz would have it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. But I think that was a point for your boy. I think we tied up after that, or something like that. I think as it relates to the GCW title, I think we were pretty even going back and forth here. So
yeah,
so
we're pretty. We were.
Why
I
are
think
you grinning. You're like gloating over there.
Well, I'm pretty excited.
Do you think you won?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
So
the as we go through the matches, it will tell.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we have the Raw Women's Championship. We've got Becky Lynch.
My girl Becky.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And I think this was another one that you and I differed on.
Yes.
But I thought with Banks coming in with so much heat and and really rocking and rolling, I thought that she would take the title from Becky. And I think we both were okay with it. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Becky,
right?
And you wanted her to continue, and I'm fine with that too. But I think if she was to drop it to anybody, this would be
exactly. Yeah, and I think I said as much on the show. Like, I would be fine if Sasha had won and gotten the belt. I would have been fine with that.
Right.
But yeah, like Becky. Becky, for me, Becky's on a pedestal.
Of course.
So I'm real happy that even after all the shenanigans of them, running out into the crowd, the mustard and whatnot, I of course was very excited that Becky still ended up winning, and retaining her belt, regardless of how screwy the finish ended up being.
The Shining Wizard kick was pretty cool by Banks. I mean, Banks, I tell you, there were a couple moments that I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's good to have her back. I don't know what she learned in Japan, but she's killing it.
I'm glad. I felt like the last year or so, they were really underutilizing her. So to see her kind of get to spread her wings, stretch, and actually do some of the shit that she can do. That was a lot of fun.
Well, and going back to what we were talking about earlier with the matches being so quick, it ended at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And what was great about it was I already kind of planned in my head that it goes to like at least 11 or so. So I had like a half an hour to gain. So the next thing on was the Sasha Banks documentary.
Right.
Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's good
because it goes through why she was out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so it takes place from like, was it WrestleMania that she was out?
Yeah.
All the way to when she came back.
Oh, nice.
And so it goes through the emotional struggles to the point that like she almost just gave up on wrestling. Like she just lost the passion for it. And one of the things that I didn't realize was how much she took to heart the heat that she was getting from people when she was in the ring with, oh my God. God, now I'm getting it from you now. Yeah. But when she was in the ring with, what's it? Fighting with My Family. What is her name? She gave her another concussion, and now she's been out ever since.
Yeah.
God damn it! I deserve this.
Yeah.
I deserve it.
Yeah.
It's fine. But it'll come to me at some point.
It will. Yeah. Yeah. No, let's just turn the page in this book.
Thank you, Paige. Yes. So she, I guess, got a lot of heat from a lot of Paige fans.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people blamed Sasha for retiring.
Right.
Paige.
And you could see the raw emotion from Sasha. You know that I didn't do this on purpose. I don't go into wrestling rings to injure people.
Yeah.
And she was more broken up about it than probably Paige was.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. If you get a chance, I think it's only like
20,
40
50,
minutes.
yeah.
It's not long. It's not even a full hour.
20 or 50 minutes. What am I doing?
Give or take. But it's really good.
Yeah.
I guess good news for me out of this was that Sasha won via the disqualification, even though Becky retained.
Wait, what?
Technically,
what are you talking about? No, Becky won the match.
No. Like Becky retained, but I won.
No,
Sasha won.
No,
Becky was disqualified.
What are you talking about?
She was disqualified in the match. So she retained because you can't lose your title over a disqualification. However, Sasha Banks won the match.
Fuck me. What?
Yes.
Becky didn't. Fuck.
Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch via disqualification.
God.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that makes a difference in our scoring or not, but I think it does make a difference. But we'll see. Let's review at the end. But what's with the look? You're not even laughing anymore. It's true. Look, it's not my fault. It was due to Becky's actions. You watched the same match that I did. She was disqualified, was she not?
There was a disqualification because they both got out of the ring.
But who was disqualified?
I don't know. They didn't even announce it. Like it just. Are you telling me that Becky Lynch is the one that got disqualified in that match?
Yes.
God. I'm gonna have to rewatch the pay-per-view.
Okay. I'll be carrying around a new title. So next we got Kofi Kingston against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
and
the match that
buffered
that killed my my laptop.
I hate to say it, but like if your laptop froze when Randy Orton was throwing his hands up in the air at the beginning, and it came back at the end of the match after it was over, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I actually think that when I finally, because I was at that point I was also trying to do some other things, so I kind of just let it buffer, and I was like, it'll catch up. Finally, I was like, fine, fuck it, I'll restart. I think I restarted my computer, and yeah, the match was ending as it came back.
Why is this match so far down on the so high on the card? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
This would have been a better closer to the opening.
So I don't know. Speaking of Kofi, he's going to have to drop this title at some point.
Yeah. Well, he is going up against Brock, apparently.
Who I think deserves the title.
Brock?
I think we put it back on Brock.
Ugh. So it can go away for another couple months?
Exactly. It's
No,
all
the
about
titles-
the money.
Titles aren't like wrestlers, all right? It's not like Sasha Banks who can go away for a couple months and then come back and be better than ever. Like, you remember what happened with the... I don't even give a shit about the Universal title, and it's not even on Brock anymore.
Hey, it's on Rollins.
Yeah.
You're going to diss Rollins?
No, I'm dissing the belt.
During the years of Rollins?
The years.
Of Rollins?
Yeah. I'm dissing the belt, not Rollins.
No, I don't think it'll go back on. Well, maybe it will go back on Brock. Yeah, you never know.
You know what? Why doesn't he just go on an expedition of gold and just take all the belts?
Oh, there you go.
Even the tag belts.
There you
and
go.
the women's belts.
Then he would just be part of the Undisputed Era, just taking belts. Exactly. It was close enough. Close enough. So anyway, yeah, at some point Kofi's gonna have to drop the belt, and now
I think he loses it to vacant. Did you see that at some? I forget which indie promotion it is, but they were doing some like Rumble,
Right.
and a guy came out in like a gray morph suit, because there's the Twitter handle WWE Vacant.
Oh yeah.
And it just makes jokes about like the titles being vacated and whatnot. So it's like, oh, the title is on Vacant Wrestler or whatever. So some dude came out as vacant.
Oh, so then he could be a title holder?
Yeah.
Nice.
I did not see who won because everyone was posting the entrance.
So Randy went for his infamous punt kick instead of his RKO, and that ended up costing him as Kofi countered with the Trouble in Paradise. And
in Paradise.
retain the belt. So Kofi still's got the belt. We'll see. Boom, boom, boom. SOS. Then we've got Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan, who will not listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody tells him what to do.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Exactly. Until Luke Harper comes out. And
That was
they listen
the
to
most
both of them.
exciting part of that match.
You know what's funny was somebody trolled him because, like I was telling you, he used to do a thing on Twitter, and it's like, it's Monday. You know
he
what
still
that
does
means? Oh, he still?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody trolled him and said, hey, Luke Harper, it's Sunday. You know what that means? Right after the pay-per-view. So it's pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I think we both were on Eric Rowan here.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Does this mean that we've got the Bludgeon Brothers back?
As much as I didn't mind that gimmick, I'm not going to say enjoyed, but didn't mind that gimmick, I do think that it was a little too much for them. I think them just kind of being, like redneck, gator wrestlers, basically what they were in the Wyatt family, but without Bray Wyatt, I think that'll be fine. And kind of what they are, what they would be right now.
I don't know what you do with these two. I think their only hope is to be rebranded.
Fair.
I just
as the new Rhodes Scholars.
That would be funny.
Weren't they trying to do a thing with Rowan where he was actually like really smart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
they give up on that?
And then they saw his teeth, and they're like, ew.
He's too smart to care about his teeth. He's too busy reading philosophy books.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
It's like how Sherlock Holmes doesn't know that the solar system is heliocentric. For all of my friends that watch Sherlock, you'll get that reference.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, there's not much. Again, like, I don't know why this match is even so high on the card.
Yeah.
Other than just Vince getting his rocks off to Roman Reigns. Again.
Huge men in the ring.
But
You
anyway,
can't have a surprise return like that be, at the start of the show.
yeah, I guess. But anyway, so thanks to Luke Harper.
Yeah.
That Eric Rowan ends up winning and knocking off Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
the almighty Roman Reigns, which probably means that Roman Reigns is free to join the main event scene again.
Yeah.
You know?
Or maybe he wants some payback, and he and Daniel Bryan, I guess, will team up to fight the new Bludgeon Brothers.
That's possible.
Yeah. Which I don't think I would hate that.
The main event.
Anything that gets Luke Harper back in the scene, I'm
fine
okay
with that. I just worry that they're going to need to be rebranded.
Yeah, no, I totally see that.
And I don't know what you do with them because they're pretty much set in their ways.
I mean, how do you solve a problem like Luke Harper?
I don't know.
How do you solve a problem like the car?
Uh,
That was a stretch, I admit.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So now we've got the Universal Championship. So tag team champions become enemies all in one night.
Yep.
Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, who, Braun Strowman, the crowd was really behind him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were behind him or just behind a title change.
Right.
So
I totally agree with even at points like I felt myself being like, man, that would like be a shot of adrenaline into this because it didn't feel like a good enough match to be the main event. You know, I was like, if this is going to be the top of the pops, like there's got to be something.
Yeah. Strowman from the top rope. That was pretty
right.
interesting.
That was whoa.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Rollins needing multiple curb stomps and a
seemingly for no
a
reason. Like I don't remember. Like when he did the first curb stomp, it wasn't like Strowman got up and was like, "All right, fine, let's go," and he was like, "Well, fine, I got to set it for." I was like, "Why is he doing another curb stomp?"
Yeah.
Like did he kick out of the pin? Is that what it was?
He pushed him,
Yeah.
but even before one.
Oh, I do love when big dudes do that.
Yeah, he threw him off.
Yeah. Okay, so fair. The second curb stomp
Yeah.
was necessary.
I think he needed at least 4 stomps.
Yeah.
And a pedigree to put him away. So even though
I guess they're
Strowman
building
lost,
up Strowman again then because I think even Lesnar it only was 4 stomps. Like there was no pedigree or anything like that. But like for Strowman, he had to bring back the pedigree, which I will say was pretty cool seeing him do the pedigree because even though the curb stomp is like the cooler and the Seth Rollins-y move,
I like it.
like it was cool seeing him bust out something that he hasn't done in a while.
And the move that you hate the most is the RKO, and I think that's one of the best.
It's so overused.
It doesn't matter. Like people could say the stunner's overused.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with what I'm saying with Randy Orton. Like, granted, as I'm saying this, you could potentially say, well, yeah, every wrestler does that because it is his finisher. But like, I hate the fact that like there's no like he could basically the charm of it
Right.
is what I hate about it. Like for me, a good finisher is something that is not just like boom, it's a superpower move and then it's done.
Oh, so you don't like the Superman punch?
No, I don't. Well, okay. So
the twist of fate,
see, here's the thing.
the
Twist of
skull
Fate,
crushing finale.
both of those, if you let me finish, both of those are fine. By what I'm saying, is so the RKO takes very little like preparation because he can do it out of nowhere.
You could do the same thing with super kick.
Yeah, the super kick.
You could tune up the man. That's
in
cool.
my opinion, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't like the super kick as a finisher. Like the super kick as a move, cool, because it's just a random kick. But like a finisher, like a real proper finisher, is something that takes an extra second to set up. Much like the skull crushing finale, he's got to like kick his foot around and like get situated, or like the Styles Clash, he's got to like get him upside down and then move the foot, and then boom. Like if you haven't
GTS,
you have to get a fucking dude up on your shoulder. Yeah, no, like those finishers, you can't just do to someone who is ready to go.
What about
Like you have to the swanton. The fucking dude has to be laying on the ground and not able to get up.
Right.
Yeah, no, like you can't.
Twist of fate.
You have to beat up people a bit. The twist of fate is, and also, I mean, I don't put that one on a huge pedestal.
Right.
But they're finishers not just because they're like a fucking move, but like also because like you have to get someone, like to put it in like video game terms, you have to get there. Yeah. Fine, whatever. No, the pop-up powerbomb I enjoy because you use someone's own momentum against them. Like that's pretty cool. But but like so the RKO, he just grabs someone's head and kind of like jumps forward.
So you don't like the zigzag?
No, no. Okay, so the zigzag, the zigzag looks cool, but like, you know, but yeah, no, it's it only looks cool,
Right.
Like, you don't have to put it in video game terms.
So like the rock
you have
bottom.
to beat somebody. Rock bottom is stupid. That's right, I said it. All you fucking, you know, attitude era like cucks. But no, so to put it in video game terms, you have to beat somebody up and lower their power level in order for you to get them in this situation.
Finish him.
Yeah, exactly. You know, someone's
like the choke slam.
No, not like the choke slam. The choke slam is a cool move. To me, it's not a cool finisher. But it's a cool move. It looks
five
cool.
knuckle shuffle.
Jesus Christ. But you know what?
The attitude adjustment.
The five knuckle shuffle does fit within the parameters of like what I'm saying a good finisher is. I think it's dumb because he punches the ground next to someone's head. And I guess, okay, fine. The rock bottom fits within those parameters because, again, the person has to be dazed enough that they're stuck on the ground.
Totally.
They're not able to get up. But so do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's one of my problems with like the RKO being this dominant, like that's really what it is. The fact that like the RKO is the killer move among moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the RKO. He grabbed the back of a dude's head and pulled down.
What about the coup de grace?
Give me a second. The coup de grace. Yeah, well, no. Again, that's another one. Sorry for a hot second. When you said it, I completely blanked on what the coup de grace was, so I had to like go back and be like, right, that's Finn Balor's finisher. Blah blah. Yeah. I like that because it's a cool looking thing.
This is fun.
Yeah, right?
This is fun.
Well, yeah, you know, no, he has to run across the ring. There's plenty of time for a person to duck out of the way, but if they're so dazed and like the gunk, what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I know you're trying to rile me up because that's who you are as a person.
It's already done. You've already been riled, and I've already made payback for the page thing. This is perfect.
I don't think you've made payback for the page thing because I'm not frustrated. Like, I'm explaining myself. Okay, fine. I'm a little frustrated, but you understand where I'm coming from, right?
I do. I just love pushing your buttons about Randy Orton because that is the
because
best
he's
thing
the
in
worst.
The world to me. It's the best
he's
thing in the world.
He's a piece of shit. He's a terrible wrestler.
Oh man.
No, he's a fine wrestler. Whatever. But just the RKO is so dumb.
This is radio gold, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Because this is normally like the conversations we have off mic, and you're like, we probably should have talked about this,
right? And then we completely forget.
And we're
to.
like, oh yeah, we should totally do that. And it's like, wait, we're supposed to talk about something.
And we were gold today because we did the whole thing with the belt and the Becky Lynch match, which you totally pointed out to me before we even started recording. I'm very proud of myself for keeping kayfabe alive through the match.
Have we finished?
Yeah, no, fuck off. We're still talking.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if like you had counted up who had retained or not retained.
Oh yeah, no,
a title that is going to be yours truly.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So let's finish.
But yeah, but you do understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not just like talking to a brick wall.
No, I do. Yes, I agree with
okay.
you.
And hopefully the three people that are listening, your sister, her boyfriend, and maybe Jose when I tell him that he's
and SJY 3000.
Oh yeah, of course, SJY.
I did tell that you mentioned him at the end of the last one, and he was like, "Oh, I got to go listen to it," because he was amazed that I didn't even open my mouth about it. You did,
right?
You know, I mean, he feels.
Hopefully we'll walk past each other. Yeah, at AEW. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to be at that same bar that I always go to before a wrestling show.
It used to be.
I mean, I didn't want to say it just in case like the two other people that listen to the show wanted to randomly. Yes, it's Bar Louie. Yeah.
That's right. But anyway, we go to Clyde's. But anyway,
as long as it's not the Green fucking Turtle, that place is a shit show.
Seth Rollins retains.
Yes.
Overall, and then as he's celebrating, the lights go out, and the Fiend's there. You
know what I really like? Just to put a quick pause on this. They hadn't to my knowledge, they hadn't done this on the main roster yet, but they had done this a couple times in NXT, specifically with Ciampa and Gargano. They did the thing. They put up the copyright information in the bottom right-hand corner, which is the signal that, oh, we're going off the air in like 10 seconds. That faded away, and usually that fades away, and then like a second later, the feed fades away. That's when the lights cut out. And then you know, or whatever the new noise is.
Yeah. Thing, yeah.
It kind of almost that bow against the saw, like wiggling. Yeah. One of those noises that I just can't make with my mouth.
Yeah. No,
and I was like, and then fucking lights come back on.
That was the most I marked.
Yeah.
And it's to a fucking clown.
Right.
But I marked out.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then on Raw the next day at the Fun House, he has Seth Rollins. He adds Seth Rollins to his wall.
Mm-hmm.
Marked out face. So I don't know, man. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about the idea of the Fiend going after a title if that's where this is going.
Yeah,
but if he's just doing it to fuck with them, I'm into it.
I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
And I feel like we would climax too soon because you don't.
I mean, I'm used to that.
It's okay. That's for a different.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Stay tuned. But we. I'm anxious to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I'm really excited though. That to me was a great way to finish a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
A pay-per-view that I thought was okay.
Mediocre at best.
Yeah. I mean, it was good enough to, I think, after you count that up, I think it's good enough to make me a GCW champion.
Yeah, but who gets the MVP belt?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because, as I have said all along tonight, the women deserve respect.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to me...
Like getting covered in mustard.
Well, not really. But to me, the women's matches were a lot better than the men's matches. So I'm going to go a tie for the match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's both of the women's matches.
The tag match?
No, the tag match was not. But both of the women's matches.
Well, then that would be two of the three women's matches.
Okay, 2 of the 3.
You're
grumpy.
Hey,
you're upset.
You're the one that's talking about how like women need to be celebrated and whatnot, and you're
grumpy.
You're closing out. You're closing out. You're
oh man,
pushing 4 women to the side so that you can raise up 4 other women, some horse women, if I may.
Right. If I had my wits about me, I would. Well, you know what? So yes, so 2 of the 3 matches, right? And so both of those matches, I think,
maybe
should
if
have been.
Paige had been it, you would have
nice
done a better job.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So I think both of those women's matches should have main evented this pay-per-view, but I understand why with the whole Bray Wyatt thing, why they didn't. But still, to me, the most valuable predictions were the winning picks of both of those matches. And I think we both had Bayley, right?
Yeah.
And then I had Sasha Banks and you had Becky Lynch.
Time will tell.
So it looks like I will retain the MVP and become, yet again, the undisputed Geek Out Championship Wrestling title holder. I kind of stumbled through that one. I'll work on it for next time.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just be sitting here in my crown that you'll never get.
It's okay. I'm fine with it. But so what's our next pay-per-view, Chris?
Is it Hell in a Cell?
We're going to October. And in October, we're cell-bound.
I like the professionalism that neither of us looked this up ahead of time.
What are you talking about? I've got it right in front of me. I'm just waiting for you to come back and confirm it for me.
Hell in a Cell, October 6th. Oof, I'll be at New York Comic Con.
So we'll have to,
maybe I'll be able to talk my the people that I'm sharing a hotel room with into watching. Oh no, that'll be Sunday. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be traveling Maybe I'll talk the people in the car with me into letting me watch. I mean, I'll probably just be on my phone.
So we've got some exciting times ahead of us.
See,
We've got AEW on the 2nd of October.
we'll be. You know what? We'll have to record a show before that because I'll be going up to New York. So
the next day. So yeah. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
And it'll be exciting. So the next show will be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Shoot, it'll be in what? A couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it'll be a pretty quick turnaround. So until next time, drinks are on malt like they always are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see him the next couple weekends. So
yeah.
he better bring the drinks.
Yeah, because this is a lot of drinks.
Yeah. Because your boy is the undisputed champ again. And when I have that belt, I get drinks for free. That's right.
Yeah.
Because
you carry it around.
Yeah,
you
showcase it.
Yeah, I'm worried about it getting stolen like Jericho's belt.
Oh right.
So I keep it locked up tight in my house. You brazenly show it off.
Well,
you wear it as your belt.
Hell yeah.
Which is weird. You get special pants that have the big buckles.
Yeah, duh. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. So, all right. Well, until next time.
Yeah.
I'm Timmy C, the undisputed champ.
I'm Chris.
See ya.